You are an abundant resource that is here to soar beyond all of the deception of the Cabal, beyond all of the unfocused realities of most of humanity, which are more focused on survival mode and greed than claiming their divine sovereignty. The more you talk about ascension, you will keep being labeled, as the ego says, crazy, just some nut that doesn't know what is best for them, as this is no surprise that most of humanity are easily deceived by the realities that your world governments dish out as real. Awakening to this truth is not easy, as you notice there was an altering of the human DNA by the descendants of the Annunaki, which led to fully conscious beings becoming limited conscious beings. When you are limited consciousness, then you are easily controlled, you have amnesia, you act as if you are a stranger to those you have not seen physically in this world, and this is the dysfunction of the ego. The ego is only able to see based on limited consciousness, which will never be able to see unity, and this is why so many humans are not ascending in this lifetime, and will need much more maturing to allow for such a reality. Everyone is not ascending. There are thousands dying every day. They are not ascending, they are reincarnating, as the whole point is to exist beyond death. When you keep dying in reincarnation cycles, sure you have another body, but you have a horrible experience of living on a planet that is based in fear, in hell, as the more you stay on this planet, the more you will witness more horrors. For some of you, it has taken having the loss of many family members in a short time that helped you to awaken, and for those of you that are still asking with the ego, I don't know why I am here, I need help, I think I am lost, are still stuck in duality. To go out of duality is to detach from the 3D mind within, as unless you take it seriously over many years from being awakened, then you will stay in the cycle of the lower dimensions. That is why it is highly important for those of you choosing ascension to focus just as these daily messages are for you, written fresh, from this blank page, which is fulfilling you with more awareness about your mission. These messages are the result of years of light work, and similar to how you have your Earth PhD programs, that take many years to gain, such information is a high amount of informing going on to show you mastery of our collective consciousness. Who we are of the Galactic Federation of Light, of your angelic guardians work overtime for your world. There are no hours counted for how much time we place into your ascension process. Time is only true on duality. As you practice evolving more out of duality, then you are seeing the reality of unity, and feeling that this naturally is your own experience of life as a conscious choice. Now you are here, you haven't died. And if you have no plans of dying, then you are to listen more to such transmissions on your awakening into more of your divine consciousness. There are those that are talking about survival tactics during these end times of duality, and just as there are those of us awakened to Source, there will be those unawakened that will say, you promised that you would land already. Promises, promises, while no such promises were made to you. As to land on a lower density planet would not help your world at all, with little informing for the masses, but harm it. It would shock those of you that are what the ego labels as the skeptics, and then cause fear, which will disturb your ascension process, instead of helping it, with the collapse first of your world governments. Your economic structures around this planet are aware of their last stand on this world. And to print out more money never solves anything, as it makes no sense to allow for debt to increase, as it is inevitable to collapse for those of you that have even a small sense of economics. You are not able to run a system based on greed for long, before it collapses on your world, and those that have been conditioned to chase such debt notes are mainly those that are of the masses. Noticing, when you have your own personal money printer, then you are not chasing any money, and this is how the game works, as in you being sovereign, then you determine how much you deserve. It was never about trying to scatter for what is left, to see if you are able to hold on to your thousands, millions, Billions for those of you starting to realize more of how divided nature's works, with the illusion of a corrupt system to lead you into a blissful reality. If you have anyone miserable on this world, it is not an ego situation of fault, no, it is a conditioned reality where you have those souls that are trained to focus only on material. Then you gain a lot of material, and then focus little to none on inner stillness, detaching from the conditioning logical voice, and then stay stuck in duality reincarnated lifetimes as a result. When a soul goes through reincarnation, what they experience is a cycle of their own karma, as if you decide you choose to go through more of these, then you will experience a similar earth life, only you will live poor lives, material-run lives. You will have the most harmful experiences in the history of life for choosing more cycles of duality, in which if you have ever had hell experienced on this world, you will experience it more, again and again. Dying over and over will not bring you spiritual enlightenment, but will bring you more insanity, more misguided realities, while you have a serious focus to still be here listening to such transmissions for you now. For those that say with the ego, I don't believe in reincarnation, sorry, but I think what you are is some cult, you will see the reality of ignoring such guidance, and it is already a daily choice for those of you choosing fear over unconditional love. It is never about the belief systems of the mind, it is similar to a human saying with the ego, I don't believe humans exist on the other side of the world, I have never seen them in person, as you are able to see how limited and closed the ego is. It never trusts intuition, and instead goes away from this with more of a focus on logical thought, all centered in fear of what cannot be, what should be, and what will never be. What is here is the reality that we of the angelic realms, of the Galactic Federation of Light will see how seriously focused each of you are, as if you feel you will be more successful in your life by choosing separation over unity. You will see how this works out for you. Unity is never in your outer world, it is always inside of you, as even in most of our starship crew being invisible from the human eyes, we still see you daily, and monitor this planet. It makes no difference who is unable to see this as true, it was never about convincing the human population of them not being alone, it was only about carrying out a mission that has a short time to complete. That is why you have been assigned to incarnate over so many lifetimes to help with this process, and naturally your actions will be celebrated for choosing to vibrate into more source. The clear reality for you in choosing to be balanced is an immortal existence in the physical, and those that are dying will not see this, but just keep dying, and then being babies again. It is similar to those that are not looking up at the sky, that will not see the openness of space, and only talk from a limited view. We stand with you in complete balance, we are the angelic realms, we are the Galactic Federation of Light.